for first-team All-American. Front end of the 1-on-1. Misses it. BYU still has a chance here. Under 10 seconds. Cusick had it poked away, and that's a shooting foul. Man, Gonzaga just made a huge mistake. That'll be 3 shots for BYU.
Cusick does a smart thing right there. He drives right into 2 defenders and invites contact, and he knows he can get into his shooting motion. That's smart.
Yeah, that was a smart play by Cusick and a very poor decision by Gonzaga. 3 at the line. First one is good.
I'd have him miss the 3rd one on purpose. I'd have him just grab it and just quick draw it, shoot it right away.
And Dave Rose just barked something at Cusick. He may have just told him that.
See, but if you wait, you let him get settled.
Cusick rattles it home. So it's a 2-point game with 7 seconds. Zags have to be able to get the ball in here, and they do have a timeout, and they get the timeout. That was close. Close to a 5-second violation, but they get the timeout called. Foul on the 3 and then a near turnover. Gonzaga trying to survive. WCC tournament right around the corner, and it promises to be an exciting one. If this game is any indication, if it started today, the top 2 seeds, in fact, the top 2 seeds are set. They get the double bye into the semis. Gonzaga and St. Mary's. BYU trying to fight for that 3 seed and avoid Gonzaga in the semifinals. Santa Clara right now positioned as the 4 seed.
Santa Clara has had a tough matchup with Gonzaga. Of course, I guess we could say that about just about everybody in the country.
It's been a competitive league this year. There have been some surprising results, but ultimately it's been a season dominated by Gonzaga. They have not dominated BYU tonight, that's for sure. And this game is not over.
Look for the home run pass.
Gonzaga's out of timeouts. They got to get it in. They do get it into Harris, who's fouled. Only 0.4 of a second tick off the clock. Well, Gonzaga, they are not out of the woods yet, not at all.
Watch Gary Bell Jr. right here as he flies. He is wide open for a layup right there. And they just miss him, but they get the ball in bounds and get to go to the free throw line.
Maybe it was Big Nate Austin bothering the inbounder Hart. I don't know.
Well-designed play. I love it when coaches send one guy deep. It creates space in all the other areas of the court.
Harris is just 2 of 4 at the line. And it's a 1-and-1. I said 1-and-1. It's a double bonus. So he misses the first.
If he makes one, it's a 3-point game. Under 7. Mark Few and I talked about this before the game. He indicated to me that he would probably defend in this situation. He would defend the 3 and not foul. It is a 3-point game.
So now we'll see. Cusick, and BYU calls a timeout. Pangos was ready to foul in the backcourt there. The timeout called, 5.6 seconds on the clock. Dave Rose uses his last timeout, and now Mark Few and company can talk about what they want to do, and that is the decision. We've seen it so often in college basketball this year. Teams having to make this choice whether to foul up 3 and try to prevent the shot from 3 that could tie.
We talked about it in pregame. He said that it was situational, that he would lean toward defending, but he's done both. In this circumstance, one thing you got to look for, if you can force the dribbler to dribble east and west from sideline to sideline, that's not a bad call to foul at that point because they can't reel into their shot. If they're moving north and south toward the basket, that's when they can do basically what Cusick did on the last shot, which is move in the defender and force the 3-point foul.
Well, lots of decisions to be made. BYU has to worry about trying to get a look off with 5.6 seconds to go. Gonzaga was up 7 but missed free throws and a foul on a 3-point attempt. The Zags have not played it clean here down the stretch. BYU still has a chance in this one, and we will see. Nobody with a timeout remaining.
I think if they dribble sideways, I think they're going to foul him. That's the body language I saw during the timeout from Mark Few.
Zylstra, the inbounder, right in front of Mark Few and the Gonzaga bench. Gets it into Cusick, and Olynyk fouls him before Cusick could get the shot off. He hit it, but of course, the foul was before the shot. So there's your answer. 4.8 seconds to go. I mean, we'll watch it again, but that was clearly before the shot here.
There's the foul right there, and he was going sideways, and Olynyk reached out and pushed him.
Pretty good play by Cusick, though, just to take a chance. He's 4 of 5 at the line. Misses the first. Harris high for the rebound, and he's fouled.
So many college coaches are reluctant to foul in that situation, and there's a lot of debate about the percentages. The bottom line is it is situational depending on what type of team you're going up against. And Mark Few decided to go with the foul in this situation.
Well, and the evidence is not overwhelming that there is a right decision to make. But in this instance, it looks like the Zags made the right call, because the foul before the three, the missed free throw, Harris can essentially ice this game. Nate Austin is fouled out. Four-point lead. And now Gonzaga will back off. One more for the senior, Elias Harris. He made it.
Mark Few just preserved this victory.
Zylstra heaves one up. It comes up short. And sort of a metaphor for the way tonight went just a little bit short for BYU. What an effort by the Cougars, and what a win for the Zags.
Gonzaga is #1 in my view. Period.
We'll find out soon. Our final score, Gonzaga gets the win here on the road by 5. For Mark Adams, this is Dave Fleming saying so long from Provo.
Welcome to College Basketball Live, presented by Red Lobster.
Welcome to College Basketball Live. Steve Weissman, Coach Bruce Pearl. Duke goes down. We've got another top 5 team going down, but let's get straight back out to Gonzaga. What a thriller. BYU and the Zags. Could it be another top 5 team, Coach? I mean, Gonzaga, they were pushed to the brink, and they needed it.
There's no question. Gonzaga needed to be challenged here late in the season, and guys like Kelly Olynyk and company delivered.
Later in the first half, Elias Harris feeds Olynyk down low, the big Canadian, plus the foul. Zags up 7-2. Then, in transition, David Stockton stunting like his daddy.
That's a hard foul in there. The little guy takes the hoop and the harm.
To the second half, Stockton, he knows where to go, the big fella.
And it's all even. Everything's even, but they got 13, and BYU doesn't have number 13. He's that big a difference.
But BYU, their resolve was strong. Tyler Hawes, tough shot, 6-point ball game.
Great mid-range player for BYU, Tyler Hawes.
And then the triple. BYU pulls within 2. They're going nuts in Provo. Over 3 minutes to go. Olynyk to Harris. Zags with a 3-point cushion. Just too much bigs down low.
I agree. And they did a great job of getting the ball inside right there to the high post against the zone, and Olynyk makes them pay.
So Zags maintaining that 3-point cushion. You make the decision here, Coach, and you foul. He makes all 3 free throws. So BYU down 2. Last chance. It's not going to go. Gonzaga escapes with a victory. 70-65 is the final. Kelly Olynyk, 19 points. Gary Bell Jr., 15. They shoot just 41%. But Gonzaga potentially could be the #1 team in the country now for the first time in school history. What did they do to escape tonight in Provo?
Well, they made the plays that they needed to make. That's a tough environment at the Marriott Center in Provo. And we've seen 19 top 5 teams go down to unranked teams. Gonzaga didn't do it. They made the plays down the stretch. They got the ball inside. They played solid defense. This was a physical game. BYU would have beat a lot of teams in this building tonight, but not the second-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Listen, Gonzaga, they took on Portland at home on Saturday, final regular season game. Then they've got the WCC tournament coming up.
Yep.
So, you know, this for them really sets them up for that. All right, we're going to welcome in Coach Mark Few from Gonzaga right now. Congratulations, Coach, on the win tonight. You were up 3 late in the ball game, chose to foul as opposed to letting it play out. What went into that decision?
I mean, a lot of things. Situationally, just being in this building, the atmosphere, the fact that they had been really shooting it well from the three-point line at a lot of different positions. And, we had the right guys out there that I felt comfortable with. And to be honest with you guys, this is something you guys don't talk about a lot. We had the right officials out there that I trusted that if we did foul prior to a shot, they, would call it.
Hey, Mark, this is Coach
We've got
Bruce
situations
Pearl,
where we've tried to foul and they haven't called it.
Well, listen, you made the right choice here. It was absolutely the right choice to make this foul. Mark, was this as physical a game as you guys have played all season?
I mean, we've had some real rock fights, in Stillwater and in our league. I mean, our league's a physical league. At St. Mary's was a very, very physical ball game, but BYU brings it. I mean, one thing they do is they play as hard as any team in the country. And they really play hard, Coach, and I know you saw that with their zone slides. I mean, they were flying around. It was hard to find. We're trying to attack that thing in the interior, and it was tough to find creases in there. But we finally got it to KO there, and he hit a big shot. And then, I thought our defense was pretty solid all night. Yeah, they just made some big shots.
Coach, I think you needed a close game, a game late where you had to make those plays and find seams on the inside, get to the foul line, put some pressure on your guys. Do you agree that this was a game you guys definitely needed a close?
I can't believe that's coming from a coach. I mean, I love these 30-point, 40-point. I would have much rather been in a 40-point blowout, trust me.
Come on, you guys needed this one. You needed to be challenged here late in the year, put some pressure on your guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at our season, we've been challenged a lot, and there's a lot of good teams in this league that I think people really overlook. This is a darn good team, BYU. They've taken St. Mary's right down to the wire and probably should have won both games, which would have, probably would have put them in the NCAA discussion pretty seriously. But, I was thinking that we needed to be tested. You're right, and to execute down the stretch and have to make decisions both on the bench and out there on the floor was something that we needed, and we had to be able to battle through some adversity. With the exception of .1 in Butler, I mean, this team's been unbelievable on the road, if you think about that.
Coach, Indiana, Michigan, and Duke all go down this week, so likely you will move up to the #1 ranking in the country. That would be the first time in the program's history to be #1. What would that mean to you all?
Well, first of all, I mean, we don't really have control over that, so I don't know if they will or not. I mean, that'll be up to all those voters. But, we've done so much over the years at GU, I mean, because of great players, unbelievable players. And, there really isn't that much to do other than maybe go to a Final Four, win a national championship. We haven't won 30 games before in the season, and we've never been ranked #1, and we haven't been a #1 seed. So, if we can start crossing some of these things off the list like this team's done, this has probably been as good a record as we've ever had in all our road neutral games. And we've had some great squads up there.
Oh, Mark, I'm thrilled for the way you guys are playing right now. Give me one thing that you'd like to try this team to do a little bit better down the stretch. Give me one more thing you want to improve on.
Eat a little more at pregame meal. How's that?
Good call. The pregame meals haven't been up to par.
I don't want to give away my secrets here. Come on.
Hey, man, this was a great win. I mean, everybody was watching this one. BYU, very, very difficult to beat at home. Your kids really stepped up. Congratulations.
They did. Thanks a lot, Coach. That means a lot.
All right, good stuff right there. Coach Mark Few and the winning #1 team in the country.